Welcome to a summer edition of As the Kayak Rolls. I hope you enjoy this and that it helps you out in learning your own rolling. And for the people that I filmed during this clip, thank you very, very much for letting me film you and break down what you're doing well and what you still need to work on. I appreciate each and every one of you. I just want to work on you working on your body mechanics without the paddle. So you're going to put yourself in setup. You're going to take my hand and you're going to follow all the way through. I'm going to pause it there. I want you to notice his hand placements. I like both of them. He's trying really hard to get on the back deck. It turns out in this boat, it was a lot harder for him to get on the back deck, so we started working during this on more of a sweep roll rather than a layback roll further along in the lesson. Like that. Yep. So you're in setup. Yep. When you're ready. Yep. Like? Not so much. I bet you knew exactly what I was going to say about that. I was a little concerned when people's arms get way out there like that. You're putting your shoulder and your elbow, everything out there, all at risk. Yep. So make sure this hand stays here. Now I'm on to my second student. I'm going to go back and forth between these two students because they were taking tandem lessons. We start with lesson 1 and then go to lesson 2. Notice how I say here, oh, what happened here? I'm trying to get her to begin to feel what's going on with various things. But I'll tell you, it's her hand placement specifically that's going on. Oh, look at this. So we've only done this a few times and she's getting her body way back. Her hand, she's still working on her hand position, but this part here, really good. Really well. So stay tucked. Now follow all the way through, all the way through. All the way through, I say. Oh, hand position. All the way through. I did give her a little hand here. I don't know if you could see this right there. Tiny, tiny little hand just to make sure she came up. Again, hands down here instead of in the T-Rex or pizza delivery position. Good. So you may notice me say good and sound very enthusiastic. I do that constantly. I try really hard not to use negative language when I'm teaching. It really doesn't help anybody to be told they're doing things wrong. It does help people to be told that their effort is valuable and important. Oh no. Oh no. Poor dead fish. Oh no. Do that same thing. Here I have, we're on to lesson number 2, which is just a few days later. And our one friend here is not in the boat that he brought last time. Instead, he's in my standard petrol demo. It is a much smaller volume boat and it fits him a lot better. And as you can see, as he works through things during this lesson, it definitely gives him an advantage the other boat didn't. Right now, I have just described to him how he is going to do a bow rescue on his friend's bow. So this is his very first effort. As you can see, he's a little disconcerted. He's a little disconcerted, but he's got it. And if I had managed to film the other 3 or 4 attempts, you would have seen a distinct progression of improvement. This is going to give them a tool to work with later so that they can keep progressing even when I'm not around. Okay. Here we're using an Avatok, which is a Greenland rolling device. It helps teach you how to roll. I believe they were made out of seal skin. It's like a seal bladder kind of thing. But this is a Reed product. It's Reed Chill Cheater. I sell them, and as a matter of fact, they went home with one at the end of the day. The thing that this Avatok gives these students is it allows them to take responsibility for getting themselves up. They are 100% responsible now for getting up. Nice. So, notice he is in setup. He stays there just as I asked him to. I love his head position. And he has a very slow, steady hip snap. Very nice. Actually, really nice effort. Nice. Keep going. All right. Now, our friend here, this is only her 2nd lesson. So, yes, her blade is not in setup. I would definitely say that. So she's in setup at the start, but as she falls over, she actually comes into more of a high brace position. The paddle does come around. She goes all the way to the back deck, and she comes up. Yes, it turns out that she's got her hands have floated away from her a little bit, but because of her excellent body position, she actually comes up. I am standing over here somewhere. My Avatok is clipped to her back deck so that I have both hands free in case I need to help her, and I'm trying to film at the same time. This is an excellent effort for just a 2nd lesson. That was 6. Oh, and I say that was 6. I told her I wanted her to do 50 of those before she did the full 360. 50. By the time she had left, she had done about 10. Very successful, no help from Randy. Capsize on the same side, roll up. What's going on here? Okay, even though this is not a particularly good view, so you can't see very well, her hand floated away. So even though her hand had floated away, and we ping her on that, you can tell her hand had floated away because the blade had come down, started diving, she still came up. Here, I want you to see 2 things. One, our friend is over here working on her skull. She is working on her sculling brace, and she's really getting quite some fluency with it. At the same time, our other friend here is working on just the recovery. So he's going down and coming back up. He's using a very minimal paddle float made out of foam, and literally he must have done 20, 25 of these. I think it's very important for him on his particular journey that he work on his recovery. This part looks really good. He's bouncing the boat up steadily. He is getting to the back deck. Look at that. Love this. He's got to still work on getting his hand position right, but hey man, it's a journey. So the blade is diving. Yeah, it's great. It looks. So I say to her, so the blade is diving. I bet you can guess why.
Yeah, it's great. It looks great.
Here, the blade is not diving as much. Her hand is still not ideal, but it's much better. And look at her head. Look at her head placement. Oh, this is so good. She actually maintains this for quite some time.
Yep.
Another
Very
successful roll. Now we're going to go on to student number 3. I would like to see, before I let this student go, I would like to see us working on her hand position a little more on lesson number 3. However, I'm not dissatisfied with her progress, not at all. As a matter of fact, between her flexibility, her ability to translate what I'm saying into action, and the fact that she's in a very nice rebel rolling boat, these three things, and the skinny stick doesn't hurt. These 4 things really combine to get her there.
Very nice.
Here, this right here, student, is in the same standard petrol demo that the other gentleman borrowed from me. And this is her very first time with the Avatalk. So she is going to be working, when I see her again, on making sure she gets into setup. But she does come around. She has very nice body and head position. And she does drive the boat up nicely. A transition with this student was, the student was the student was working by herself, so she got tired a lot faster than the other 2. And so I progressed to teaching her bracing, and so we'll see her bracing
She's doing
here.
Good. Woo, that one was a little too.
So she's still working on the timing. She's working on getting the blade flat on the water, her hand position, etc. I mean, there's a lot to work with here. A lot of meat, as we like to say.
Yep.
She
Hey,
works
do the
on
other
her
side.
brace and gets a good brace.
That one's a little better.
She won't need to roll nearly as much. As you can see on this side, she is flat. Her blade is flat. And as she bounces up, she's got a really good hip drive there. I like that.
Good hip placement, and your head looks good. Good.
Really good effort from all 3 of these people. The last thing that I worked with this student with was on self-rescues. She completed both a cowgirl and a cowboy without my help, physically help at all, as well as the fact that she's here on the back deck just fooling around. So these kind of things really indicate that she has great potential, not just to learn to roll, but to learn a lot of the different maneuvers and strokes that are so important to being a comfortable kayaker. So I'm really grateful to all 3 of these students for coming to me and letting me film them. And I can't wait to see all 3 of them again and see what progress they've made while practicing by themselves. As always, please like, comment, share, and let me know if you have any questions.